Hey, what's up? I'm the Cartoon-theorist YT. Today we're talking about Antman and the Wasp Quantumania. I haven't read the reviews, but I have watched the movie. Let's talk about the good when it comes to the movie, starting with Kang. I liked him in this movie. I felt Johnathon Mayors did a great job playing him. Throughout most of the film, Kang keeps a calm composure, but it feels like he's always on the edge of breaking or having an outburst. You can feel he's holding back centuries of anger. There's one scene where he's holding Scott and Cassidy captive and he tries to get Scott to steal something for him. He's calm and vaguely explains that Scott needs Kang to break out of the quantum realm. Scott refuses, and this is when Kang gets angry. He threatens Scott, but in such a twisted way. He tells Scott that if he doesn't steal what Kang wants, he will kill his daughter and make him watch over and over and over again until Scott begs to be killed himself. Scott tries to reason with him, and he says, "You think I won't do it?" He then shouts, "Do I look like a liar?" We, in this outburst, see that Kang has been pushed around in the past by the variants of himself and has been seen as weak. The reason I say he's been seen as weak is he says, "Do I look like a liar?" when he's talking to Scott. He's really asking, "Do you think I'm not strong enough to do it?" I feel like something was missing throughout the movie. We never got a moment alone with Kang. What do I mean by that? I feel it felt as though he had all this rage inside of him, and he explained why, but we never got to see it. Here's my idea for a scene. He's in the bathroom after taking a shower. Why would there be showers in the quantum realm? I hear you saying. Shut up! Anyways, he looks in the mirror and we get flashes of how he got exiled and the war between him and his variants, even what he was like as a little boy. Every time it cuts back to him though, he gets angrier and angrier until he destroys the mirror in front of him. Then one of his soldiers comes by and says, "Sir, we found the Avenger." He relaxes and says calmly, "He is not an Avenger." The robot responds, "Sir, is everything okay?" And he responds, "Yes. Everything is fine." I feel as though this would be much better than Kang directly saying his origin. This allows the audience to connect to his story, as like they're there themselves. There was a TED Talk by the creator of Wall-E, Andrew Stanton, where he mentioned that the audience doesn't realize it nor will admit it, but they want to earn the story. The audience doesn't like it when you open a story by telling what's happening. They would much rather see the story happen over the movie. Kang just says his origin, which to most of my friends was completely boring. There's no mystery, nothing the audience has to solve on their own. I feel they also made him way too powerful with his suit. He can lift people in the air, aka telekinesis, pause objects and people, and disintegrate people with a single beam. It's awesome, but when he's fighting Antman, Wasp, and Cassidy, it feels like a waste of time watching as he could easily end the fight. This is like when Wanda was able to close Black Bolt's mouth without her eyes or hands glowing. This is an incredible power, but when she fights people, all I can think about is why isn't she using that power? For a more deep breakdown of this, watch this video. This ruins the idea of the hero fighting the villain, as the villain is way more powerful than the hero and could easily kill them. I feel as though this movie placed comedy and serious moments very well. There's one moment when MODOK is seemingly dying and he says, "At least I died as an Avenger." This is funny because he is not an Avenger, nor was made one. It's also funny because it felt like Marvel was making fun of themselves there with the fact that they just handed out the title of Avenger to everyone. They joke throughout the whole movie, but whenever Kang is on screen, everything turns serious, as it should. He is not Loki or the fake 10 Rings leader in Iron Man 2. He is a real threat to everybody and needs to be treated as such. He's the next Thanos of the MCU. They also did a great job with Scott, Casey, and Hank's comedy and characters. But here comes the problem, Hope and Janet. This movie is called Antman and the Wasp Quantumania, and yet it feels like this is just an Antman movie. That's not necessarily a bad thing, but it feels like Hope is not important to the movie. I mean, for the most part, she doesn't do anything. She fights Kang, but only for a few seconds. When it comes to Janet, it feels like the movie had her but didn't know what to do with her. They talk all throughout the movie about how Janet's hated by everyone in the quantum realm, but the reason is ridiculous. They blame what Kang did on her because she gave him the supplies to do it. I think they should have shown what Janet did that would make her considered a terrorist. The whole thing is vague. I barely understood what happened while she was in the quantum realm before she got saved. I would have liked to see what happened much rather than be told what happened. I feel as though the ending was a great way to set up Kang in the future movies, and the way everything paused genuinely had me worried about what was going to happen. Also, we got a tease for Loki Season 2 that didn't reveal too much. Overall, I liked the movie, but I think fans hyped it up to be the next Avengers movie when it's just an Ant-Man film. I give the movie 7 question marks out of 10. But let me know what you think in the comments down below. Please be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to see everything cartoon related. With that said, stay tuned.